Citrine is now available now, update 32.3 has gone live, and to be fair, she looks like she's going to be quite an interesting and decent, possibly decent frame all at the same time, because visually she does look pretty nice with the arms that basically explode. And let's not sugarcoat it, shall we? As it zooms out, oh look, it's Mag Deluxe skin, because it kind of... Everybody says exactly the same thing since she was first previewed. She looks very, very similar to Mag. She's not though. She can be obtained from the marketplace, but is a 325 platinum. You can jump in game, go to Mars and go to Tian Pass that has quite an interesting new, I'm going to call it game mode, the Mirror Defense, where you have to defend these two crystal shards. I keep saying shards. You have to defend these two crystals, and you have a chance of dropping her parts as well as her weapon parts here. More importantly, every 50 loose shards you actually find will get you some of the crystal fragments that you will need if you want to get her a different way. And of all the people here you need to see, it's right here, and it's Otak, because Otak, if you go to unearth Citrine, she's right there at the top. Yes, it does mean it is quite a few of these crystal fragments each, but what, 70 of the red ones, 75 of the blue ones, and that was about 18 minutes. You can actually get them much faster than that, but the update has literally just gone live, so that is still quick to get them. Didn't drop her part, but did drop the weapon part, which is kind of nice. But while farming for her parts during that Mirror Defense mission, you will be getting these crystal fragments anyway, so whatever part you're sick of farming, you can literally just come here and pick up from here. All worth it in the end though, because she does look really nice. The open geode face does look kind of weird, and I'm assuming that's where the whole Mag look comes from, because these look like giant boots on her leg, and her legs are split open and hollow. As are, well, basically her back, her chest, her face, and her arms. This may be one of the first frames I actually leave in her standard colours, because it just matches so well. Though, I'm more tempted on making it purple on the inside to match the more common kind of geo. She does, surprisingly enough, not have a D polarity for the aura. It's a dash with a D polarity and a V polarity. The build I'm going to end up running is basically this, but primed continuity is going to be in this empty slot, which will give it a duration of 128%. It's a little bit low, I know, but 348% power strength using Umbral mods. But she's going to require about 6 former to get to that point, and it's at least 1 Umbra former and 2 V formers to get there. That is literally a minimum of 6 former that's going to be on her, because I did get rid of the D. But in the meantime, to level her up, I'm basically just running more of a duration / efficiency build using the Augur mods, because no matter how much people want to hate on these, you'll notice it making its way into a lot of builds because of ability strength. More importantly, you'll notice the difference. What I'm kind of running now to what I will end up running eventually comes down to Archon Flow. We finally have a frame that can use Archon Flow, because Prismatic Gem deals cold damage, fire damage, heat damage, and toxin damage, but deals cold damage and has the increased chance. It's only a 10% chance, but it's still there, of dropping an energy orb. So yes, this will be one of those rare times. I agree with people, running Archon Flow over Primed Flow actually works pretty well. It is a 16-point mod, sadly, which is why it doesn't fit in there. How you build her just depends on how you're going to use her, because her first ability, Fractured Blast, slashes and staggers enemies with a crystal blast that inflicts a bleed proc. Enemies inflicted or affected by this status effect, they have an increased chance of dropping health and energy orbs. This is also her Helminth ability, and why am I just using it repetitively? Because for some reason the weapon I'm using is Not doing any damage, and I haven't figured out why. Yet again, I've managed to break it. I'm assuming I took the mods off it. But this also increases her passive, because her passive is quite interesting. Yay, you actually dropped more health. Take another one. Hey, and why are you still alive? Her second ability, Preserving Shell. This one I did like. Citrine guards herself and nearby allies with a crystalline shell. You can kind of literally see the glow on there. It's added kind of an orange glow, which is the colour of the crystals going around her. It will gradually decay. You can kind of see it in the bottom right. And it has a damage reduction that for some reason is starting at 90% every time I cast it, but it will time out eventually, and the defensive power of it goes up when you get kills and assists. So take out enemies, and that is supposed to go up. Prismatic Gem, her third ability, will sit there and do nothing. And I've tested this a few times. It quite literally sits there and does nothing. It deploys a prismatic beam within, and I love the rainbow style circle that shows you the range of this. It will shoot a beam at any enemy that is taking weapon damage from the frame or an ally, and the beam inflicts heat, cold, toxin and electric status effects. The status, chance and shoot. I'm just gonna shoot everyone. How about it? Because it covers the whole circle. Oh, it expired. All the elemental types appear above the name and basically get melted. Which leads us to her fourth. Is she a good frame? Yes. Is she an overpowered frame? Hell no. She doesn't do, none of her abilities do enough damage to one-shot level 150 enemies. Everything sub-level 60, or she can take them out and stand her own ground fairly easily. Past level 80, I would say she is 100% a support-based frame, that she is basically damage reduction, causing elemental damage, freezing them in place. Well, that's why you have more with you to do missions than just the abilities of the frames you are using. So definitely. The fact she's not behind all of the new content, the new war, Angels of the Zaramon, Veilbreaker and everything else like Varuna was probably the best thing I liked about her. You just have to have got to the Heart of Deimos, and after that you can basically get her. Varuna being where Varuna was one of the biggest things I didn't like about her, because you have to have completed so much of the game to get to her. Citrine, a support frame should always be easy to get a hold of, and I'm so glad they made her easier than Varuna to get a hold of. I kind of like the new system as well, but she is a pretty decent frame. Sadly though, as goes for pretty much every single frame these days, Helminth, you're about to be fed, because as aforementioned, Fractured Blast is her Helminth ability. This will obviously allow you to use the Fractured Blast on any frame you decide to put it on, but sadly it does mean having to do... Oh. Why are you not working? This. And with that, we'll leave this off here. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.